just in case there's something to go on. You know, you've been framed. There's no pressure now, guys. Anyway, save us a nice space at the other end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See you soon. Have a nice trip.
And you. Let's hope there's a bit of wind.
Yeah.
Have a good trip.
Carteret this morning. Great stay here. Really like to come back again.
So I'm not sure if you can pick it up, but we're now underway, and in the distance there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yachts, 8 yachts, and then on our starboard side there's a lovely Hansay called Moose, and behind us or alongside is a beautiful Naiad, and
On the left.
and we got a lobster pot. 10 o'clock. Still can't see it. Are we okay? Okay. I still can't see it actually. Is it? Is it? Yeah. Okay. This is passaging. This is what you worry about. It's what we worry about a lot, is getting caught on lobster pots. You know, they're attached to the seabed with some weights. They get onto your propeller, around your rudder. You'd have to try and get out and cut them. The sea, as you can see, is GoPro flattens it out, but actually the sea is quite bouncy, so it'd be quite, you know, could be quite dangerous actually being underneath the boat doing something like that. So there we are, and here we are. Behind us is Carteret, which is just around that corner. That's the drying harbour we were in for the last couple of days, and that leads out to Cap de la Hague, the English Channel and Alderney. So we're on our way to Guernsey, St Peter's Port, and we're hoping to arrive late afternoon. We'll probably have to go on the pontoon. Oh, little birdies! Have to go on the pontoon and wait till we have enough water to get in over the sill, and obviously fishing. So we're about an hour and a half in, nearly 2 hours in. This is where we are at the moment. Probably about nearly halfway, just under halfway I'd say. Tide is still sweeping us up. We've got 1.4 knots, there's the tide taking us up, and we're creating this kind of curved course up to this waypoint. Yeah, so the rest of the fleet are out there, as you can see on the AIS. There's a few you can see this way. and there's a few behind, I think, coming out a bit later. But this is where we are now. No sailing because we're right on the wind. Could come off the wind and sail, but that's going to get us further from our waypoint over there just as the tide turns, and I'm not sure I want to do that. It's like a cormorant we've disturbed there. He's decided to fly off. So that's where we are for now. And considering we put our suntan lotion on, lots of drinks in the fridge, and I've seen people go out in shorts and t-shirts this morning, I think it's awfully cold for June. But maybe I'm just being a softie. But hopefully we're not too far now from St Peter Port, and it's going to be a hot weekend. I think it's 27 tomorrow, 30 the day after, so we've got a little heat wave coming. So I think what we're looking at there is Sark, and over top of Carroll's Head is the beginnings of Guernsey, and the yacht in the distance is the southerly, 38-foot southerly called Chuckles. So that's in the distance ahead of us, and then a lot of the other ralliers are out there in various areas, quite downwind off the tack line when the tide changes. So I think we're quite good at the moment, and we've got our friends from Endeavour behind us, but they're doing quite well. They're keeping up on the wind angle, which is what's most important here, I think, so that when we do turn left from this course, we benefit from the tide that pushes us in that direction, and we don't fall back too far. So we're going to have to think about our change. So we're 4.5 miles away from our course change, which is just here. So, and we've got 1.5 to nearly 2 knots of tide taking us past this course change, but at 2 o'clock, and time now is just gone 2, the tide is going to start changing and coming round and take us down the Little Russell. He's doing 8.1 knots, so he's not doing too badly, so must have started there. Yeah, so we're going to have to start thinking about turning in now, I think. Not far off that point now. 7.2 knots, 4.4 miles to go, so it's getting on for, you know, half an hour, 40 minutes, and we'll be at the waypoint. So we've made our turn, and we're looking down the Little Russell now, the entrance down to Guernsey and our marina. There's a sea operative behind us. She's one of the rally boats, and there's a few other people turning in as well. So this is the beginning of the bit I worry about most, the rocky bit as you get into Guernsey. I've never sailed here before, so need to pay attention to all these rocks, and as you can see there are 1 or 2. But the plan at the moment is to get us onto that onto my waypoint, and my waypoint is actually set on one of the leading line transit lines in, and that gets us up to our first turn point inside. So yep, I think we're looking good at the moment. So here we are, just at the beginning of entering the Little Russell. So I think when I look at that, so it's saying 3 miles, so it's 3 miles to here. and then we got our second waypoint after that. So we've got a bit to go yet. So we'll see how we get on. So just entering St Peter Port, the sun's finally come out, looking rather pretty. A lot of tide out in the middle. You can probably see the white horses, very confused there. We were doing 9 knots there with tide, and we're now settling down into sort of 4.6 knots. That's just boat speed stuff, so that's good. And we've made the trip. Now we're looking for the floating pontoon to park up, and then I think it's a couple of hours on there until the tide has risen enough for us to go in the lock and be in the marina proper. So let's see how the parking goes now, because it might be, I think there's quite a bit of space in there, so we should be okay. I think it's St Peter Port. Thank you, Al.
Thank you, Al.
Oh, good. So we just have to find the waiting pontoon. Look at it.
Got us here. My help, of course.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. No, I just said it sounds like a plan. Yeah, you're on YouTube. Past the carnage. So here we are, St Peter's Port, rafted on the visitors' waiting pontoon, waiting for enough water to get into that marina there. So as you can see, that's going to take some time. Most of these guys are part of our rally, some French boats in this, but those guys out there are part of the rally. At the same time there's Swan racing yachts in. That's just Grand Soleil, but a lot of Swan yachts are here too. So, we've done it. We've got to St Peter's Port. I'm going to be here probably till about 8 o'clock tonight before we can actually move Clemency onto a berth for the weekend. But it's been a great day, really good day.